Welcome to the Marathon and welcome to the best of 2018. My name's Mare. Please lace up, subscribe, become a marathoner. Life's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And this year was a huge year for the marathon. And I wanted to share with you some of my favorite beauty, hair, books, podcasts, music, experiences. We've got a lot to get to. If you've been following my vlogs, first of all, thanks for being a huge part of my 2018. One of the biggest parts of my life this year for sure. And if you have, then some of this stuff you will have heard me talk about because it's been a favorite this year. So I'm not gonna blabber on, and I'll link as many of the things down below as I can with like products and videos and music and links and podcasts and all kinds of stuff. So let's start with what I'm wearing. This was a big thing for me in 2018. We launched more official marathoner merch. This is the hoodie. We got hats this year, tote bags, coffee mugs. We launched the Mare Reads book club, which we are currently doing. If you'd like to join us, we're reading Becoming by McHale Obama, and we'll be having a virtual book club meeting in January to talk about it. So with the book club came bookmarks. Just looking in my closet, we launched tank tops. We've got the You Do You sweatshirts, 2 kinds of signs. I mean, so many amazing things. And then looking at that closet, for sure, that was a highlight for me this year. I got a brand new closet from StoreX, and it was a real like female single mom moment for me because I figured out how to pull out my old closet, paint, and then they brought in the stuff and gave me a brand new one. So that was a highlight for me this year for sure. So all the merch, had to wear it, had to represent. So let's start with skincare. Now, Dermavisuals, hands down, has been my favorite skincare now for 3 years, but there's a couple new things that I found this year that I thought I would share with you. The first is a new face mask, which was hands down my favorite. It's the Origins Original Skin Retexturizing Mask with Rose Clay. I probably only do a mask like once every other week, but this one has been my absolute fave. It's got a bit of grit to it, so it gives you a nice gentle exfoliant. My skin feels wonderful in the morning. It doesn't break me out, and I love this. And then the other skincare favorite is Hilarious. So when I was in Philly this summer, I went to Urban Outfitters and wanted to get more of the rose spray, the Mario Badescu rose spray, which is another favorite of mine. This was featured as a giveaway in Vlogmas. This rose spray is beautiful. It's the facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rose water. So I was buying this and I was trying out the lip balm, and then unbeknownst to me, accidentally, this product got put into my purchase at the till somehow, and I don't think I even wanted it, but I got it and I love it. So that was a happy coincidence or mistake. It's the Mario Badescu Seaweed Night Cream, and this leaves my skin feeling so beautiful, so plump, so like supple in the morning, and it's super hydrating. If you are wondering, yes, it is in fact seaweed green. It doesn't make your skin green though. And like I've had this since July and I've only used half of it. So a little goes a long way. It's only got a light scent, but unexpectedly, this turned out to be a total fave. So those are my like skincare, facial skincare favorites. A couple of makeup bits that I wanted to share with you. This was my most used palette this year. It's the Shade and Light Eye Palette from Kat Von D. It's the like eye contour palette, the more neutral one, which I've definitely shown before, and you can see I've like hit pan on part of it, and it's my favorite. It's also broken, that's how much I use it. This is just great for like everyday looks, which is all I really do, but if I felt like doing something a little bit darker in the evening, I could use this as well. My 2 lip products that I used hands down this year, 1 lipstick and 1 lip gloss. This is Fig from Bite. Anytime you ask me what lipstick I'm wearing, like 9 times out of 10, it is this. It's probably my 3rd tube that I bought. And then this is a repurchase. This is the Fenty Beauty Fenty Glow Lip Gloss. I have this on me at all times, and I'll just do a little swatch so you can actually see. It just gives your lips a tint of color and a beautiful shimmer. So those were my like most used lip products this year for sure. Love them both. Favorite mascara, I thought I would just throw this in there because I did try some different mascaras this year. I got some samples, and I think that's it. Like, when I, you know, buy stuff from Sephora and you get extra stuff, like samples, I tried some more expensive brands, and I've just gone back to this one, and it's my favorite. It's the Essence Lash Princess mascara, the False Lash Effect one. It's what I'm wearing today. You can just get it at the drugstore. Very inexpensive. I just like know I'm a broken record with the next two things, so I'm just gonna throw them in there super quickly. The Aromatherapy Lavender and Cedarwood Lotion, the Sleep Lotion from Bath & Body Works. I've talked about this so many times. This is probably my third or fourth one, but I love it so much. I put it on at night. I put it on in the middle of the night if I wake up. I put it on in the morning. The scent is relaxing, and it's a fave. On that note, don't recommend the candle of this. Just wanted to add that in there. And then this, of course, the Mag Oil from So Luxury. This was a game changer, a life changer, like quality of life changer for me this year. This is like absolutely one of my standout products of 2018. I use this magnesium oil to sleep. And 2018 was the year that I got off sleeping pills after Jeremy passed away in 2017. Pretty much like 2 days later, I got on sleeping pills, and then this year it was my goal, once we hit that 1 year mark of his passing, to get off them. I did, and this helps me sleep 1,000 times better than any medication did. So, had to give a shout out to this bad boy. She's a fave. We love her. Okay, this is super random, and I know I'm late to the game, but I discovered these, oh, that has hair in it, great. These hair elastics this year, the ones that look like this, they're just like plastic. This is so gross. Literally just took this out of my hair. I love them. I got these at London Drugs. I would say like be careful, don't get like cheapy ones, but I find they hold my hair really well, especially like while I'm exercising, and then they don't kink your hair, which is a bonus. Ta-da. One more beauty favorite. This is the Becca Champagne Pop Highlight. This is the only highlight I've used now for the past like 2 or 3 years. It's beautiful. It's what I'm wearing today. Anytime you see me have like a beautiful glow like this, it's Champagne Pop from Becca. Sorry if you feel like I'm rattling these through, but some I feel like I'm a broken record on, and also there's a lot to get through, and I don't want this video to be like 40 minutes. This next thing is a hair tool, which there was so much discussion in the Marathoner Facebook group about in 2018. It was first recommended by a marathoner, and then so many of us bought it, and so many of us fell in love with it. It's the Revlon, I don't even know what it's called. It's like a blow dryer, but it also, you brush your hair at the same time while you blow dry it. And I haven't used my blow dryer since I bought this. I'll link it below. I bought it off Amazon, so I'll put the actual name of it below, but it's been great. Sorry, it's also covered in my hair. I still like to use a flat iron after most days, but some days I don't. And this has been great. A game changer. 2018 was also the year that I cut my hair off, and I flipping love it, let me tell you. Okay, I think that's all for like hair and beauty and things. Let's talk about this. This was a purchase maybe like May, April for me. I bought a Fitbit. I have the Fitbit Charge 2. This is a new strap. It was interesting. When I bought this, the woman who sold it to me said like, you're gonna want to buy more straps on Amazon because that's the first thing to go. And I think I've gone through, this is my third one. But I love this. I love this so much. It tracks your steps, your sleep, your period. You can do, I think, water intake. You can do your weight. You can do activity. It tracks your heart rate, which I really like. And it's been so helpful for me this year in my health journey. Let me know if you'd like a whole separate video on how I took charge of my health in 2018. I've kind of been debating on what I would talk about and if you'd even want to see a standalone video on that. But this Fitbit was a huge game changer for me. So if you have a Fitbit or you want to track stuff, there's a bunch of marathoners. We also like have groups every week where we track each other's steps and we like cheer each other on, and that's been super fun. So this was for sure a game changer. In general this year, I talked about this during Vlogmas because I did a giveaway, but my diffuser and my essential oils and the past tense from doTERRA, like rollerball, lavender oil, mint oil, thieves when we were sick, just like blends in general. All summer I had diffusers going when it was too hot to have candles. When we were sick, I had like 3 diffusers, 1 on each floor of my house going. I have lavender in my diffuser every single night while I sleep. If I ever wake up in the middle of the night and can't get back to sleep, I'll just put it back on, like put some more in and do it again. They've been a huge game changer for me. So I'll link below some of my favorite oils and the diffuser that I bought off Amazon if you're interested. So let's talk about some like entertainment favorites. Apple Music, hands down this year, I loved. It's a subscription service. You can follow me if you search at Redhead Mare. I've got some public playlists like for the Marathoner and You're a Badass and like just some fun ones. Yeah, I never thought I would be someone who switched from actual CDs and like iTunes to a subscription service. But when I bought my Terrain in 2017 and it didn't have a CD player, I was like, oh. And I love Apple Music. Favorite podcast will come as no surprise because I talk about it in almost every single vlog. The Armchair Expert with Dax Shepard. I've listened to every episode, some of them multiple times. It's an absolute favorite of mine. I also like the Style Your Mind podcast, got into Oprah's Super Soul podcast this year, and then when we're talking about Netflix favorites, this year for me, I loved Queer Eye. There's only 2 seasons right now, and I've watched both seasons 3 times over. Absolute favorite. Schitt's Creek was a favorite of mine on Netflix this year. Is there anything else? And my favorite movie of the year, which didn't come out in 2018, but I discovered it this year, was The Greatest Showman and The Greatest Showman soundtrack. We first watched the movie this summer. I watched it with my family, and like halfway through, my niece and I were already putting the soundtrack in our Apple Music. I know every word to every song, and then we watched it again at Christmas, and it's so freaking good. The soundtrack and the movie for sure, absolute favorites of mine this year. So fun. I'll just like run through some of my favorite albums because I did a giveaway in a Vlogmas and already talked about them. But Reputation by Taylor Swift, a total favorite. Ariana Grande's Sweetener, Shawn Mendes's self-titled album. I also really loved Graffiti You from Keith Urban and The Greatest Showman soundtrack. Those are probably my like most listened to things this year. And then near the end of this year, I discovered Lennon Stella, and her EP Love Me is so good. A big influence for me in 2018 was Brené Brown, who I talk about all the time and highly encourage you to follow and check out and read her stuff and listen to her interviews. She's got some great interviews on the Oprah Super Soul podcast. I read 3 of her books this year. Braving the Wilderness, Daring Greatly, and Dare to Lead, and all 3 were in my top 5. I did a whole video on the books that I read this year because one of my goals was to read 15, and I read more than 30, so I'll link that below if you want to see all of them. But hands down, I got asked after I posted that video, I did do my top 5 favorites, and then I got asked to say like, Mare, what was your #1 favorite? It was super hard to pick. Because like I said, all 3 Brené Browns were big for me. If you like watch that video and there's one book, one self-improvement book, it's this one. This was so comforting and helpful to me this year. It's option B by Sheryl Sandberg. It says, Facing Adversity, Building Resilience, and Finding Joy. She wrote it with Adam Grant. It's all about grief, and this book made me feel so much less alone. It made me feel heard and seen. Like, I'll tear up just like thinking about it. It helped me so much. So listen to it, read it, give it to someone if you know that they're struggling. Lots of you recommended this to me right after Jeremy passed, but it took me a really long time to even be in a space that I was ready to read about something as like this. But she's the COO, the Chief Operating Officer of Facebook. Her husband died unexpectedly and suddenly, and this is her journey of grief, and it was so helpful to me. So that was a big one. Okay. That's everything that's laid out in front of me. I have so many memorable moments of this year, and I'm gonna do an adjoining blog post to this because this morning I like pulled a bunch of photos from the year, and it was just really cool to be able to check things out. So I'm just gonna list them off, but I'd really love it if you clicked the blog below so you can see the photos, because I encourage you to do the same as me and look back on the year, because I don't think that we focus on the good stuff enough. And there were so many good moments for me this year. So, kicking off the year, Vanessa and I did a really fun vision board workshop with you online, and that was so fantastic. Then I got to go down to Vancouver and help one of my oldest and closest friends, Shan, pick out her wedding dress. Spent a lot of time with my mom this year, lots of quality time with her and lots of quality time with her and Thomas. That was like a real priority. She got a cell phone, so we were able to text and stay in better communication. That was a big best of 2018 for me. I traveled a lot this year, and really like took it upon myself to take control of my own happiness and experiences, and that's something else that I could do a whole video on if you're interested. But like Palm Springs, went to Vancouver, Victoria, I took my mom and Thomas to Silver Star. We went to Philly. So many things over and over, so many fantastic trips. And I mean, a highlight for me, which I will try not to cry while I talk about, was marathoner meetups. We had one in Penticton, one in Vancouver, and one in Victoria. My heart, like, so full. I'll link those videos down below because there's no way that I can convey in like a quick rushed period. But you, the marathoner, being able to meet you, see you, hug you, tell you in person how much you mean to me, and like really get to know you was huge for me in 2018. And it was so incredible to watch so many of you become close and really converse in the Facebook group as well. So stay tuned. We'll plan some more meetups for 2019. Don't you worry. A big thing for me in 2018, which I didn't think I would include as like best of the best, but it was getting to the 1 year mark of Jeremy passing away, letting it happen, and getting through it. I've done a lot of videos on my grief and my grief journey, but that felt like such a step, and it felt like a milestone that Thomas and I achieved along with my family, my friends, with you, and so much help. I won an Entrepreneur of the Year award and was able to take my mom to the awards dinner, which meant so much to me. And then not only did I get to help Shan pick out her dress, we had her bridal shower, we had her stagette, and then we had her wedding, and I was honored to be a bridesmaid and to get to see her so much this year. Also in 2018, we hit 1 million views, and that was something that just made me cry, which you can also see in another video. And to celebrate getting 1 million views, I got my You Do You tattoo, which is something that I will always treasure and always have on me and will always make me think of you. I also got this 4 tattoo and this lotus flower tattoo this year. Just a few tattoos. And I mean, speaking of tattoos, so many of you got the official, which has become the official marathoner tattoo, the arrow. So I got to meet you while you did it, or I got to see you get your photos, which was like, or I got to be there while you got it, or see you, like, you sent me your photos of you getting it, which just mind-blowing. I did some keynotes this year, traveled to Whistler, which was incredible. Got to do some emceeing, like at Rockin' River, which was that huge country music fest, and some like also really important, meaningful events to me as well. Oh my gosh, so many things. Like another year of being on the radio with your support. I mean, the thing that will always make me cry and will always give me like immense joy and pride that I was able to make this happen was Thomas meeting Elmo. Like, there's a whole video of us going to Sesame Place and me explaining the importance of it, but oh my gosh, that I ugly cried while he was meeting Elmo. Like, it was such a big deal. It was such a like magical moment to be able to share with my niece Elizabeth, and so many of you like Oh, it was the most beautiful thing. Like, him getting to meet Elmo was, I'll never forget that moment. And I think the best moment of 2018, up there with taking Elizabeth to see Taylor Swift in Philly, like taking her to her first big concert and getting to experience it with her is something I'll never forget. So I'm gonna end there because I could go on and on. Like, Leanne and I went to Pink. I mean, just getting to see my brother and his wife in their new home. I got to go to my sister's house this year. Super proud to say I visited every single member of my family this year. Victoria, I went up north for Christmas, and then we went to Philly, and I am like very proud of that. And very proud of Thomas because he did really well with all of it. So speaking of Thomas, he, you know, finished grade 1. He aged out of his old autism therapy. We started new autism therapy for him, and he started grade 2, and he is just flourishing. He has made so many gains in 2018 that I cannot wait to just like put more focus on him in 2019 and see where he goes. Speaking, oh no, he's running away. We're off to swimming lessons this morning, so I'm gonna run. I know this was really fast, but this was my best of the best of 2018. I do have a few more like year-end roundup videos that I have planned, but if you have anything that you'd like to see, let me know. Whew, okay, that was a lot of talking. Thanks for listening. If you made it to the end, I love you. I appreciate you. Thanks for being a marathoner this year. Stay tuned because holy crap, you better hang on. We got some great stuff planned for the marathon in 2019. Lace up, become a marathoner, subscribe to my channel. Life's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and I will see you in the next one. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for making this year just like amazing. Okay, bye.